You're this perp back with another video, and I will be reviewing Doom Patrol episode 7. I think we have one more episode to go, but I gotta put all these episodes in a playlist. That playlist will be in the link in the description below, shortly after I upload this video. In other news too, DC also released our first look at what Stargirl is going to look like. And I really like it because I have no idea who Stargirl is. For anybody that has any information on who this character is, let me know in the comments below. Because I think this is all I know is she's a part of the Society of Justice of America. Some fucking shit like that. Some Justice League fucking crew. But let me know. But anyways, let's get into this review. It starts off with Cliff talking about how we have to find the chief. We have to put all this bullshit aside us. We have to, really get our shit together pretty much. And, the last episode where we got to see the OG Doom Patrol, that episode kind of fucked with a lot of our characters. Mainly like mentally, but, they're trying to really kind of put themselves back together. I really like that they continue to show us more of Rita's backstory, a lot of the other characters' backstory, that Rita is not even her real name, which is really fascinating to me. And she got this whole persona from an actress that she looked up to when she was younger, which is pretty interesting. I wonder if we're going to get more of that in the future, if we're going to get to see what her real name is. But I like Rita's transformation or her development throughout this whole show. She's really growing to be one of my favorite characters, because she's really trying to just find herself and try to control her powers, And then we get some more backstory on Larry and how being gay back then, I don't know if there was gay people back then, but who knows? Who cares? Him trying to just really deal with this new power and just shit that's eating him up from the past and stuff like that. Then we get young Victor Stone, a little bit more backstory on him and how close he was with his mother and how distant he was from his father, and how his death of his mother, he blames himself for that, and it's really eating him up inside. But I really like him in this episode because, one thing that they really touch on in this whole entire episode is loneliness, and he has this Tinder account he didn't know that he made a while ago. So he starts hollering at these girls, and all these girls don't really give a fuck about him, only because he's cyborg and shit, so they just keep asking about his robotic shit. But he ends up finding this chick Mel. She seems pretty normal, but he's kind of just not trying to get close to anybody and whatnot. Who knows? They'll probably explore that in the future. Really interesting stuff. And then we get a little bit more backstory on Jane. This is Jane as a baby, and it was really short, but I could kind of get the gist of what they were going for, how Jane and Chief have this father-daughter relationship, and she feels like she's nothing. She feels like he ran out on him, like her dad and whatnot, and she's kind of fucked up about it and goes through all these tapes, and everybody's really on edge in this episode. Jane goes as far as to destroy all her tapes and stuff, and I'm sure she's gonna regret that, because I know she has a lot of feelings for the chief, emotionally, and just wants to find him. Then we get young Cliff, and he sees, and his whole thing is he sees himself so much like his father now that it really drove him mad. He really was literally having a meltdown in this whole entire episode. The second half of this episode, you see him start hallucinating and stuff, start seeing things that aren't there. And, you know, it took Cyborg to really like snap him out of it, really. And he comes to the conclusion like, yo, maybe we just all need therapy. And I thought that was so dope how it all came together. I wish it was a little bit longer, you know, but it's all right. So we get to the little therapy session that they have. They all go around the table, like around the around the circle, just telling each other stories and what's really eating at them inside. They open up to Rita opens up to everybody, and it actually starts working with her powers. Like, she's able to kind of get back, get a normal body, you know, or however you want to explain it. And then, you know, then we get Larry, his side of the story, you know, him coming out to everybody. And like the way Cliff played it up, like that shit was funny. You had to see it for yourself. That scene was pretty cool. Then we get Cyborg talking, him opening up about him feeling guilty about killing his mother, and then Jane pretty much makes it escalates the situation, shows them the painting of Cyborg killing the whole Doom Patrol, and that kind of freaks out Cyborg and everybody else, kind of, that she would hold this back from them. And then Cliff and Jane have this back and forth, and it gets, man, even though they have like a daughter father relationship, and it's a pretty dysfunctional one. I really hope they could put their shit to the side, like, eventually. But to end this episode, they showed off this character, Admiral Whiskers. I thought this is the goofiest shit I've ever seen. Like, but yeah, Admiral Whiskers is pretty much the whole reason why, you know, Cliff went over the deep end and was kind of freaking out. Because 6 episodes ago, you know, while they're driving off, they killed his mother, and I just thought it was so funny how he's like, I'm Admiral Whiskers, I'm here to get my revenge. But, you know, this was a dope episode. I really am loving this series. It's super creative. There's not many superhero shows really doing this, what Doom Patrol is doing. It's a very special show, man. I'm so hyped to see next week's episode. But until that happens, I'll check y'all out in the next Doom Patrol video. And I'm out.
When they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. I gotta do more than just the average man would do. I gotta set a mark that can't nobody touch. The place that I won't go, and I feel as though if you got love and you putting out real shit, you can do that. If you kicking that shit from your heart, you can go wherever your heart wants you to go. You have to be diligent about what you want. You have to apply yourself. You have to motivate yourself. And you have to do it for yourself, by yourself. And then you can do things for other people.